From atop the press box in Oregon City at Pioneer Memorial Stadium, good evening, football fans across the Pacific Northwest, and welcome to another edition of Table Rock Sports Broadcasting. This evening, for your listening pleasure, we have the Grants Pass Cavemen at the Oregon City Pioneers. Along to join me on this voyage are my buddy Luther Carl and the incredibly talented Chris Janich. This evening, we have two clubs that will be taking part against each other who both have considerable talent and have some returning players. Just thought I'd see if you gentlemen might want to comment any further on that.
Well, Brian, I'm looking forward to seeing these two teams play again this year. Last year seemed like a high-powered shootout, and they met in the playoffs, so we're looking forward to see what happens this year in the opening game of the season.
Absolutely beautiful. And it figures to be quite a contest, needless to say, because the Cavemen do have some rather talented returnees and a number of them. But we look forward to the matchup and the opportunity to bring it to you, and I hope you will enjoy the ride.
Don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
What is a role model? A person looked to by others as an example to be imitated. What is sportsmanship? Fair and generous behavior or treatment of others, especially in a sports contest. This new school year, we want children to enjoy their experience in organized athletics. Let's pledge to make lifelong positive memories for our youth and know your role.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Locally owned Colvin Oil, along with Chevron and DonorsChoose.com, are proud to bring back Fuel Your School. Over the last 4 years, Colvin Oil Chevron stations have helped raise $300,000 for classroom materials in Jackson and Josephine counties, impacting over 200 local classrooms. And it's easy to participate. This October, fill up with 8 gallons or more at a locally owned participating Chevron, and $1 automatically goes to Fuel Your School. Fill up at Chevron and help us fuel your school. For more, visit ColvinOil.com. At My Circle K, we believe in keeping the integrity of your vehicle's paint. That's why you save 10 cents a gallon when you purchase a car wash. As rain falls, it collects pollutants and contaminants from the air. You want to do anything you can to protect your investments. At My Circle K, you can protect your paint and save at the pump. Now with every car wash purchase, you'll save 10 cents a gallon at the pumps. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We have had the anthem playing, and the Cavemen are getting ready to take the field. They've come on out, and it should make for an interesting matchup with enough starters returning on both sides. Although one of the keys to the Cavemen's performance this evening is going to be the fact that they had 3 wide receivers graduate and be replaced. But on the positive side, they also have 4 out of 5 offensive linemen coming back. So they should be fairly strong, especially with the talented Chase Coyle playing quarterback for them. Captains are on the field getting ready to toss the coin. We are presently about 80 to 81 degrees with about, I'd say, 5 mile per hour breeze blowing, it appears, to the west. And we should be getting underway here shortly.
Sitting on the coin toss, Alex to receive for the first down.
So it appears that Oregon City will be defending the goal to our immediate right, and the Cavemen will be defending the goal to our left as you look across your radio dial, so to speak. In any case, they are lined up for the opening kickoff, and we're about to get underway. 2 deep receivers for Oregon City Pioneers to our right.
We'll get through this. You want to really care for this?
Bit of a hesitation here, perhaps a crease to nerve. And we are underway. Low line drive, takes a short hop, takes it roughly about the 8, gets 10, 15, turns left, gets away from one man, outside to the corner. He's got some room. Finally gets shoved out of bounds, roughly about the 44-yard line, let's say. Very good kickoff return. So that's going to set the Pioneers up in business. First down and 10 on the 44. Okay, looks like we have double slot wide out. On the left side, we've got 1 slot and 1 back running back in the backfield on 1st and 10. Takes a snap, back to throw, completes a short one, gets hit 2-3 times, and staggers forward to midfield. So it's actually a game of about 6. So some positive yardage to start the game off for the Pioneers. All right, so we're looking at 2nd down and 4. We've got single left. We've got triple slot to the right. Single back. Gives it a handoff, and nothing doing. Maybe about a half yard at the most. So that's going to set up roughly about 3rd down and let's say 3.5 or so. It's a real possibility they could still throw short, given the circumstances. We'll see.
That'll bring up 3rd down, about 3 yards for the Pioneers.
Okay, so this time we have double slot right, single slot left, one running back in the backfield. Calls the signals. Caveman show blitz, back to throw, throws it out to the right, complete, breaks a tackle, moves forward, gets that guy past the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Another nice catch. So now the Pioneers appear to have some momentum going. So it will be first down and 10 again. Of course, they will move the chains. There's roughly about 10:31 to go in the first quarter. Of course, still no score. It's rather early, ladies and gents. So now, Pioneers set two slots to the left, one to the right. We've got double backs in the backfield. Back to throw. Screen pass out to the left. Gets past the 35, past the 30, past the 25, down to the 23. Very good job of running by that young fellow. So that sets up yet another first down and 10. It would appear the Cavemen are going to have to adjust to that short passing game. Okay, now this time around we're looking at double slots both sides, single back formation. And facing what appears to be a standard 4-3. Caveman nearly jumped. Appears to be a delay, perhaps a change in the play. Back to throw, throws out to the slot, caught. Tackled immediately, brought down what appears to be roughly about the 15-yard line or so. Actually, they're going to spot it roughly about the 14. 9:16 remaining in the first quarter. But certainly so far, the Pioneers' offensive attack with their short passing game has been pretty darn effective up to this point. Gives it on a handoff, turns forward to the left, quickly tackled, maybe... I'm not even sure he gained a yard on that play. It looks like it was no gain. Good defensive stop. No, they're going to spot him roughly about a yard gain. So actually we're looking at third down and 1 at this point. Oh no, they signaled first down. I stand corrected. Okay, so now we're looking at first down and 10, roughly about the Cavemen 13. Pioneers on the move in the red zone. Takes it, drops back, rolls out right, under a little bit of a rush, throws, completes it, and is knocked out of bounds almost immediately. They're going to spot him at about the 12, so it's going to be for an extremely short pickup, needless to say. So it'll be roughly about second down and 8.5, let's say.
That'll bring up second down and about 9 for the Pioneers.
Again, we have double slot out to the left, single to the right, single back in the backfield. Fakes a handoff, plows forward. Not much. Good reaction by the Cavemen's defensive front. So it's going to force a third down and long. So now the Pioneers are going to have to do some thinking.
Third down 9 for the Pioneers.
Okay, this time we're looking at double slot left, single slot right, single back in the backfield. Back to throw, under a rush. Throws to the end zone. Ooh, just underthrew him. Just a hair low, so that's going to bring up fourth down. And we do have substitutions, so it looks like they're going to go for 3. Okay, they're going to spot it. It looks roughly about the 19-yard line, so it's going to be about a 29-yard field goal attempt. Snap, spot, kick, up. And it is good. So the Pioneers strike first, and they take a 3-0 lead. Okay. Thanks for hanging with us. So the Pioneers strike first on a 29-yard field goal, and now get ready for the kickoff. And now it'd be interesting to finally see this young quarterback, Chase Coyle, who has proven to be one of the best in the state, an incredibly talented young man. He also has a couple of incredibly talented offensive linemen blocking for him by the name of Andrew Puller and Jake Henrys. The tough part for them is going to be replacing those 3 wide receivers who graduated, although they do have 5 offensive starters back. So let's see what kind of firepower they can bring to the table. And they are lined up, and ladies and gents, we are just about ready to rock and roll again.
And ladies and gentlemen, before or after the game, stop in at Arby's on 41 East Stewart Avenue in Medford, where they have the meats, and they mean it.
Very short kick. Cavemen got a break there. They're going to have a nice spot and good field position. It's going to be, looks like about the 39.
Sanders for the Pioneers.
So they'll set up shop there, first down and 10, and then we will see what Mr. Coyle can do. Of course, the head coach at Grants Pass is still John Musser. He's been there for a while, and Justin Gantz, of course, is the head coach at Oregon City. Okay, they're going to go with a double slot out to the left. They've got double backs. Now man in motion. Gives handoff, breaks forward, lunges forward actually. Pretty good job there at the end. You get extended past the 45, so he got some pretty good yardage on that one.
Woods on the tackle for the Pioneers.
Woods apparently gets credit for the tackle. We're looking at roughly about 2nd down and 3. Okay, Cavemen go double slot left again. Interior slot back, single back. And we have a flag that went down. It would appear one of their guys jumped, and that will scoot them back 5.
Yeah, Brian, that's very common in these opening season games.
Absolutely. You know, it's a case where, and this is true just about on any football level, you're going to have a lot of false starts and minor penalties like that, and then eventually to get it out of the system, of course. Double slot left once again. Hands it off this time, and pretty much gets stacked, and if anything, maybe shoved back a tiny bit. Good pursuit by the Pioneers, of course.
Point on the tackle for the Pioneers.
So the Cavemen are going to be looking clear at 3rd down and long.
3rd down, about 7 for the Cavemen.
And now we'll see what Chase can do to pick up this first down for them. Okay, single slot out to the left. We've got triple slot right. We have a single back in the backfield. Chase calls the signals. Rolls out to the right, looking, still looking, throws, completes it. Nice catch. Hauls it in just above his kneecaps. Did an excellent job. That's going to be a first down for the Cavemen, and they are just past midfield, so they're beginning to make this interesting. Okay, so now we're facing 1st down and 10 on the Pioneer 49. Coyle hands it off this time. Power sweep, didn't get too much. Maybe a yard. Oregon City's interior pressure seems to be working fairly effectively.
Bring him 2nd down, about 9 yards for the first down.
So Chase now faces 2nd and 9. And he's got a triple slot right. He's got a single slot left, single back in the backfield. Now he's in motion, so it's going to be double slot. Back to throw. Heaves it. Going deep. He's got a couple steps. Makes the catch. The 5. Touch. Oh, no, he fumbled the football in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a touchback, and the Pioneers are going to get the ball at the 20. He made such a spectacular catch. He had a good distance on that one. He had the defensive back beat, and I'd say by about 2 steps. And clearly seemed to be on his way for an apparent touchdown. But it's funny, just like we were talking about earlier, it's the first game of the year. Sometimes these things are going to happen. It's called getting it out of your system, and I'm sure they will soon. Okay, so we're looking at first down and 10 back out of the 20 for the Pioneers. We're obviously going to try and build on this 3-0 lead. We're looking at 5:37 remaining in the first quarter. We've got single slots out, single back in the backfield. And it looks like somebody jumped. Or no, I stand corrected. It was a timeout. Forgive me.
I was talking to Bill.
Yeah?
Bill and Sherry got a guy.
They do? How did they get a guy?
Everything happened online, including financing. And their guy even delivered their new car to their home.
Maybe we should get a guy.
I thought you might say that. Honey, meet Kyle.
Find your guy during the Ram Power Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
Introducing Unlimited with Payback, only from U.S. Cellular.
Thanks for coming back. We're ready to get the show rolling here again. We're looking at first down and 20 for the Pioneers, seeing if they can extend and build on this lead. Cavemen come for 3, give up the middle. Bulls ahead probably about 2, I'd say. So we're looking at probably about second down and 8.
Tackled by Watts from the Cavemen.
Up to this point, the Pioneers' offense has been fairly conventional, I'd say, alternating between short passes and runs.
Second down, about 7 yards for the Pioneers.
So we'll call it second and 7. Ball's roughly at about the 23. We've got single wideouts both sides. We've got a single back. Now we've got a man in motion. Back to throw, rolling right. Tosses it out there and just past his fingertips, incomplete.
Barnes pass, incomplete to Heath.
The timing was just a hair's breadth off.
Third down for the Pioneers.
So now we'll be looking at third down and 7. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cavemen bring some extra pressure. Well, it looks like they're going to go with a standard front 4. No sign of blitz. Single wideouts both sides. Now they're showing blitz. Back to throw. A little bit of pressure, completes it. But nice tackling by the Cavemen. They stop him short. Caught him at roughly about the 27. So what we're going to be looking at is roughly about fourth down and 3. So, of course, they're going to be punting it away.
Fourth down.
Cavemen have a pretty standard punt return team out there. Doesn't look like they're looking for a block, single back. And then the Cavemen noticed something they needed to change up, so they have called a timeout. So, once again, to look at the scoreboard clock, 4:25 remaining in the first quarter, and the Pioneers still lead this one 3-0.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon.
Okay, we are back just in time for the punt. And he got up a bad snap, and he struggles to get it up. Down he goes at the 10. Huge change of momentum now swings in the Cavemen's way. It was just a poorly snapped ball, and then he had to struggle with it and put himself in quite a spot, as they say. But now the Cavemen are facing a golden opportunity. But again, remember, like I said earlier, ladies and gents, it's first game of the year jitters, so certainly take that into consideration. It will get better on both squads. They're both talented. So rest assured on that one. Okay, the Cavemen are looking at first down and 10. Looks like roughly about the 10-yard line. Handoff, unfortunately, went nowhere. Down for a loss, roughly about 3 yards. So it's going to be second down, and it looks like they can still get a first down without crossing the goal line. So that's the way we'll, at least from this viewpoint. Okay, now we've got double wide out left, single slot right, throws to the left, completes, breaks a tackle, extends forward, and gets it up pretty close to the 10, let's say. So pretty much more or less regained the ground that they had lost. So now they're facing 3rd and 10 just on the other side of the 10-yard line. Or actually, I am so sorry, I stand corrected. The ball's in the 12. Let's call it old buzzard's disease. In any case, 3rd down, we're looking at double slot wide right, single slot to the left. You've got 2 slot backs in the interior, and snaps the ball over his head. And I believe Oregon City has recovered it. It took a strange bounce there at the end. So yet another turnover gives Oregon City back the ball.
Woods on the recovery for the Pioneers.
Surprising turn of events here. So this will get the Pioneers out of trouble again and set them up on shot first down 10 back up to 27. Well, Luther, I guess we can consider first game jitters, right?
Yes, sir. I'll see Doctors James Savage. And
okay, we're looking at double slot left, slot interior, 1 single back, slot out to the right. First down 10. Turns back to throw again. Throws short. Nice catch made up at about the 37. Gets pushed out. Looks like about the 36, but his momentum may have carried him in the wrong direction. It looks like they will spot roughly about the 36-yard line. So it's going to be a pickup roughly of about 9 and set up second down and about a 1. Thus far, the Pioneers' short passing game has proven to be fairly effective. Okay, we've got single slots. Now we have a man in motion. Back to throw. Looking to throw to the outside to the right again. Completes it. Breaks a tackle. Gets past the 40. Down to the 39. And another first down for the Pioneers. Their short passing game has been critically effective here in the first quarter, and it's going to be a challenge the Cavemen are going to need to meet to be able to get that short passing game somewhat under control. So we're looking at first down roughly about the Cavemen 41. We've got double slot left and right. And we have 1 back in the backfield. Hands it off, turns left. Breaks a tackle, extends forward, gets up roughly to about, they're going to spot it roughly about the 34, let's say. So this is going to bring up roughly about second down and 4. Looks like they may have changed the play up again. Okay, now it looks like we're going to go with a double back set, double slot left, and single slot wide right. Second down and 4 for the Pioneers. Back to throw. Throws over the middle, completes it, gets roughly up to about the 30 and gets amended. Nice tackle.
First down.
Looks like, yes, they are going to give him the first down on that.
And thanks again, folks, for watching high school sports coverage on Table Rock Sports Net. It's been possible for the outstanding sponsors, including title sponsor Lithia Superstore on Crater Lake Highway.
Okay, so we're looking double slot left, double slot right, single back in the backfield. We're looking at 1st down and 10. Cavemen show blitz. Back to throw again. Turns right, completes, breaks the tackle, leans forward, and gets roughly, I'd say, up about the 23-yard line. And once again, it's an effective short passing game that is just nickeling and diming. The Cavemen are going to have to really do some focus and emphasis on this, most certainly when they make adjustments at halftime.
Brian, I think you can see the experience of the offensive line out there.
Exactly. That's the other big key because they do have a number of their own starters back. Okay, we got triple slot right, single slot right, single back. Turns forward, gets roughly up to about the 18. It looked like there might have been a false start there that didn't get called. But in any case, the Pioneers advance forward again. And now it looks like roughly about 3rd down and 1, let's say. Back in the red zone again, of course. And we've got triple slot out to the right, or the left, single slot right, single back. Hands it off, and the Cavemen diagnose it very well.
For the Pioneers. Tackled by Perez for the Cavemen.
So that is going to be a loss roughly of what appears to be, say, about a yard or so.
Bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Pioneers.
2nd down, we're going to call it 2nd and 10, so they're going to give him no gain on that. Okay, we're dealing with double slot left, double slot right, single back. Back to throw. Throws right again, completes it. Gets pushed down. Looks like we're going to be looking at roughly about 3rd down and 4. But that brings up the end of the first quarter, but the score is still Oregon City 3 and the Cavemen nothing. You are watching Table Rock Sports.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and we're back to the beginning of the second quarter. And it actually looks the way they spot it, it's actually going to be roughly about 3rd down and 5 for the Pioneers, let's say. So we're looking at single slots left, right, single back in the backfield, and 1 single slot back in the interior. Long count. Could be trying to draw the Cavemen off. They show blitz, hands it off, turns, leans, and lunges forward. I'd say he's a little bit short from the way it looks. Yeah, they're signaling 4th down. It's going to be about 4th down and, let's say, 2. It was a good second effort, but nice tackling by the Cavemen once again. Well, this is an interesting caveat. It looks like they're actually going to go for it on 4th down and 2. We have single slot backs both sides. This could get interesting. Single back in the backfield. Takes the snap, throws out to the left, and just beyond the fingertips. Fairly good coverage. The throw might have been there. It was off just by a utter hair's breadth. So the Cavemen take over on downs and now take over possession.
First and 10 on the 9-yard line.
So it'll be the 9-yard line, first down to 10, where the Cavemen will start. And we'll see the talented Mr. Coyle go back to work here. Certainly on their first drive, you could see how solid their interior line was. They did an excellent job of blocking, especially on that play on that big catch, which, of course, ironically ended with a fumble. We've got double slots both sides. Hands it off. Nothing doing. Good job of defending by the Pioneers. They reacted fairly quickly to plug the gap, so to speak. So we're looking roughly, I'd say, they're going to give them, I'd say, about a yard. So it's going to be second down and 9. It's going to spot it a little closer to the 10. Or no, I stand correct. Yeah, it is on the 10. First game jitters, let's say. Okay, we're looking double slots both sides, single back in the backfield, throws the screen out to the left, breaks a tackle, turns, gets shoved out of bounds, but does a fairly good job of moving it.
Pass complete to Hood. Looking on the tackle for the Pioneers. That'll bring up third down.
This is also good from the standpoint for the Cavemen, is that Coyle is starting to spread it out somewhat all over the place, and that can make things a little bit more confusing for the Pioneers. Now we've got triple slot right, single slot left, single back in the backfield. Hands it off, tries to turn the corner on a sweep, turns upfield, shoots past the 25, dives to the 27. Excellent job running the ball. That's going to be a first down. So the Cavemen slowly, gradually, are beginning to build some momentum here and make this thing rather intriguing, to say the least. And one of the keys there, and I know Luther and I were talking about this earlier, is that outstanding play of the interior offensive line of Grants Pass is very impressive thus far.
Yeah, if they can continue to be on the same page and stay in sequence, I think they can put a drive together here.
Okay, so we are now looking at triple slot wide right, single slot to the left, single back. Coyle back to throw, completes it, turns, pushes forward, and gets up near the first down, roughly about the 36, I'd say. Coyle is doing a very good job of spreading this thing around, and as time progresses, you can see he's becoming more effective, and by spreading the ball around that much, left, right, and center, and keeping the Pioneers pinned back on their ears, so to speak, this could turn around very quickly. Okay, so we are looking at second down, roughly, and about 3, let's say. Back to throw. Or no, hands off. Turns the corner. Out at the 42. Fairly decent job. Oh, and a flag goes down late. Fairly decent job of running at the first down. Let's see what the flag is for.
And while we wait, we want to thank Bill's Glass, proud to be a sponsor of the high school athletics. Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon football for almost 50 years, covering the full spectrum of glass from the vehicle to any room in your house. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Yeah, it is indeed a hold. So that's going to push the Cavemen back, obviously.
Second down and about 5 yards for the Cavemen.
So we're looking at second down and 5. We've got double slot out to the right, single slot to the left. We have single back in the backfield with Coyle. Back to throw. Turns right. Throws a screen. Completes it. Oh, and there's a face mask undoubtedly on that play. Got tackled for a loss, but of course the penalty is going to negate that. Again, as we all well know, it depends on whether it was considered intentional or not. It was good pursuit by the Pioneers, but obviously the young fellow got a bit excited, shall we say. Oh, it is the personal foul version. That's going to be an ouch. That's 15 yards. The Cavemen get themselves a first down and get some momentum moving again. It's going to push it all the way out to the 41. So this gives Coyle and the Cavemen a real opportunity once again. So it'll be first down and 10 on 41. We're looking at a double slot out here to the left. We're looking at single slot out right, single back in the backfield. Pioneers showing standard 4-3. Coyle hands it off, turns up, cuts up, gets past the 45, leaning forward, trying to pick up another yard or two, but finally gets slowed down and eventually stopped. They're going to probably spot it roughly at about the 48-yard line, let's say. And that, of course, will set up second down and short. Okay, we're looking at single slot left, right, interior slot, single back. Back to throw goes Coyle. Completes over the middle. Lunges forward and gets all the way up roughly about the 37-yard line. Nice second effort. So needless to say, that's going to move the chains. And we have roughly about 8:31 remaining in the half. And, of course, the Pioneers still lead this one 3-0. Okay, so this time for first down, we're looking at double slots left and right, single slot in the backfield. Coyle calls the signals. Back to throw. Throws over the middle again. Looks like it was tipped incomplete, so it's going to be second down. Still, you can see the momentum and the confidence building with the Cavemen. Ever since they picked up that 15-yard penalty, it made a tremendous difference. Okay, so second and 10. We've got double outs. Now he goes in motion, double out slot to the right, hands it off, breaks up the 35, breaks past the 30, past the 25, leans forward, and picks up another nice first down. So once again, the Cavemen have got the momentum going their way. And now we're going to go up for a quick start, it would appear. Double out left, double out right. We've got single back in the backfield. Back to throw goes Coyle once again. Throwing for the end zone. Touchdown! Very nice catch. Puts the Cavemen ahead.
And that's why they have them rated on the top.
Absolutely. Nice throw. Beat the defensive back by a good step and a half, let's say. Okay, so now we're on for the extra point. Try and make this a 4-point lead. Snap, spotted, kicked, and it is good.
And it's good.
So, timeout in the field. We're looking at 7:50 left to go. The Cavemen of Grants Pass now lead this one over Oregon City 7-3.
At My Circle K, we believe in keeping the integrity of your vehicle's paint. That's why you save 10 cents a gallon when you purchase a car wash. As rain falls, it collects pollutants and contaminants from the air. You want to do anything you can to protect your investments. At My Circle K, you can protect your paint and save at the pump. Now with every car wash purchase, you'll save 10 cents a gallon at the pumps. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller. Because at the end of the day, it's the seller. Buyer.
A technical problem. Breaks forward and leans forward, gets up to roughly about the 25, let's say. And the Pioneers will set up shop there, first down and 10. That was the momentum changer that the Cavemen needed, was to get a consistent, good, long drive. And, of course, that 15-yard face mask penalty didn't exactly hurt them either. But, again, you know, this is what happens when you have first-game jitters, folks. So do take that into consideration. Okay, so with 7:42 left to go in the half, it's going to be first down and 10. I'd say roughly about the 25. Okay. We're looking at double slot wide right. We're looking at single slot left, one in motion, single back. Back to throw. Tosses out left, completes. Leans forward, gets roughly up to about the 29, let's say.
Pass complete to Green. Amaral on the tackle with the kick.
So that's going to...
yards to go for the Pioneers.
Roughly about a 5-yard gain, let's say. So we're looking at about second down and 5. Okay, double slot right. We've got a single slot to the left. Single back into the backfield. Back to throw. Throws out left, makes the catch, turns, shoved out of bounds.
Pass complete to Green.
Looks like they're going to spot it roughly about the 35 or so.
Tackle for the Cavemen.
They signaled first down. At first it looked like they might go ahead and do a measurement, but okay, we've got triple wide out right, single slot left, single back in a slot in the interior. Hands it off, turns the corner and a sweep left. Nicely stacked up by the Cavemen, totally bottled up. Excellent defensive speed and pursuit. So that's going to mean, of course, second down and very long. One of the keys is the Cavemen have to figure out a way to at least slow down this slow passing game. And we're about to see just how much more effective they can be. Okay, triple slot right, single slot left, single back in the backfield. Back to throw. He's throwing it up way past the wide receiver, who is covered very, very well. So it's going to bring up third down and long. So this is going to be a key play, too, here. If the Cavemen can stop them, they can begin to take command of the game. So this is going to be a critical point. Okay, we are looking at... Oh, wait, we have a stoppage in play, apparently. Last-second substitution, it would appear. Okay. Triple slot left, right, and we're looking at a single slot left, no back in the backfield. This isn't, or I stand corrected, there is a back in the backfield, forgive me. Third down, back to throw. Throws out right, makes the catch, and it looks like he is going to be just there enough for a first down. So the Pioneers will advance the chains once again. So their short passing game, once again, appears to be building a certain amount of momentum.
Fourth down, and about a yard to go for the Pioneer first.
Oh, I stand corrected. It's just short. So we're looking at about fourth down and 1, and the Pioneers are going to go for it. Single slots left and right. Single back in the backfield. Hands it off. Leans forward. He's got the first down and more. Close to midfield. Chains will move again. That's going to spot it roughly at about the 48, let's say. So once again, in a clutch situation, the Pioneers come up with another big play and get another first down.
Well, I'd look for the Pioneers to try to put some points on the board, as Grant's Pass will be getting the ball in the second half.
Exactly. That puts a little bit more pressure on them. Okay, we got slot, single, left, and right. Back to throw again. Throws out right, makes the catch. Well, and dropped it. Was that that's ruled a fumble. Gets past everybody. 40, 30. Shoved out of bounds. Tremendous heads-up play.
First and 10.
So that'll set up first down and 10 for the Cavemen. Let's see where they're going to spot that at. Okay, this is going to spot it roughly about the 33, the 28. So now they have a chance, now that they've managed to cash in on this turnover and move it past midfield, now they have a chance to completely shift the momentum of the game. So it's incumbent to Coyle to be able to continue to find ways to pick that Pioneers defense apart if possible. Okay, we're looking at interior slot left. Looks like a last-second substitution. We're going to go with a double slot wide right, single back in the backfield. And the Cavemen have had to call timeout again. So, 5:44 left to go in a half. But the Cavemen of Grants Pass still lead the Oregon City Pioneers 7-3.
And don't forget to circle around to your Circle K for the crispy, crunchy chicken sandwich. It's only available at My Circle K. That's a game winner right there. Find them, follow them, kick back with them, mycirclek.com.
Well, it certainly has been an intriguing first game, I must say, and I can certainly see the talent of Mr. Coyle. That's unquestionable. But again, Oregon City's passing performance has been fairly impressive as well. Again, probably the determining factor in this thing, at least up to this point, has simply been the turnover bug, and we had alluded to that earlier. First game of the year, I don't care what level you're on, ladies and gents, there's going to be penalties, boo-boos, and mistakes. It kind of goes with the territory, so don't be too surprised by that. I'm sure after probably game 2, both sides will have things settle down a wee bit.
Well, so far, it looks like the turnovers are playing a big part in this game, Brian.
Absolutely. Okay, we're looking double slot right, interior slot left, single back in the backfield. And now one of them goes in motion, moving left. Back to throw. Coyle looks. Now he's going to scramble. He moves forward, leans forward, got up to roughly about the 20s. That should be enough for a first down. So they are definitely building on the momentum that they have managed to obtain from those turnovers and those penalties.
That'll bring up second down on the 20-yard line.
And again, alluding to first game jitters, too. That's why we've seen that many timeouts in the first half already. Okay, triple slot left, single slot at wide right, single back in the backfield. Second down and short. Hands it off, trying to turn the corner on a sweep. Cuts up. Leans forward. No, they're saying the ball was down. The ground cannot cause a fumble, so that is the correct call. But still, the key factor is the Cavemen keep moving the chains. They have finally got some real impressive momentum going at this point. And the Cavemen simply have too much, talent on this team. You knew sooner or later Mr. Coyle was going to get it rocking and rolling. Okay, triple slot left, single right. Throws out to the left, completes. Or no, they're saying he dropped it. Incomplete. So we'll go with second down here and 10. Okay, about 4:39 to go in the half. If memory serves correctly, Grants Pass has one timeout remaining, and Oregon City has 2. Okay, we're looking at triple slot left, single slot right, single back in the backfield. Coyle back to throw. Throws out right, completes it. Leans, gets pushed out of bounds. And let's see where they're going to spot that. Roughly about, I'd say, just past the 8-yard line. So, that's going to create third down, and I'd say from the looks of things about 3. Okay, once again, we've got double slot left. One single out to the right. Single back in the backfield. Takes the snap, back to throw. Throws out to the right, completes it. A touchdown for the Cavemen. So that's 2 touchdown passes for Mr. Coyle. The lead is now 13-3, pending the conversion upcoming. And again, he's just doing a very, very good methodical job spreading it out.
Body to intercept the extra point.
Oop. Uh-oh.
Kick is no good.
But still, it's a two-score game now, and they have managed to build confidence and pad the lead. And wouldn't have expected this from Coyle coming into this game, because the kid is simply too talented. And once those early jitters, after that fumble, were shaken off, you're beginning to see a real effective passing game on behalf of the Cavemen. But again, once again, remember, what was critical was that fumble and that long recovery. That changed the momentum when things seemed to be going against them a slight bit. So now, with the Cavemen, with some wind in their sails, and a 10-point lead, they're going to try and stop the Pioneers if they can stop that effective short passing game that has been so good for Oregon City the whole evening. Okay, 4:28 remaining in the half.
Set the kick for the Cavemen.
Still plenty of time with that passing game to get a drive going before halftime.
Absolutely. And if anything, that's the thing that we both had sort of envisaged, I'd say, coming into this thing, is simply the fact they've got really talented quarterbacks and really talented offenses. So, double deep on the kickoff. Boots it. Kicks a squibber. It looks like it is going to go out of bounds. So, of course, that means obviously the Pioneers are going to get a good spot here very shortly.
Pioneers will take over first and 10.
All right, they will.
35-yard line.
Okay, so first down and 10 on the 35 after that out of bounds penalty. And again, I do remember and bear in mind, this is opening game jitters, and I'm sure they'll get the stuff out of their system fairly quickly. So Pioneers come out to the line of scrimmage fairly quickly. Looking at double slot right, single slot left, one interior and one back in the backfield. Taking a long count. Shift moves right back to throw. Now throws out right's got a step and just past him. Incomplete.
Pass intended for Cantrilla.
Just a hair's breadth past his hands. So that'll bring up, of course, second down and 10. Fairly good coverage, too, by the Cavemen, I might add.
And providing great coverage is U.S. Cellular for over 30 years, providing service in the Medford area.
Okay, so we look at second down and 10. We've got double slot left, double slot right, single back in the backfield. Back to throw, rolling out left. Throws it, completes it, but excellent coverage on that play.
Pass complete to Heath. Tackle made by Bentley.
Only got it up roughly about the 36, let's say.
That'll bring up third down and about 9 yards to go for the first down.
So, yeah, it'll be roughly, let's say, third and 9, so third and long. So here's another opportunity for the Cavemen to keep building on their momentum. Standard 4, double out right, back to throw. Throws, makes the catch. And he got hit pretty good, but holds on to it. Excellent job holding on to the ball. That's going to be a first down for the Pioneers, and they will move the chains again. And, of course, now time's beginning to become a wee bit of a factor because we're down to 3:40 remaining in the half. The Cavemen, I believe, have one timeout remaining, and the Pioneers have two. Okay, we're looking at double slot left, double slot right, single back, back to throw. Heaves it out right, makes a nice catch, turns, cuts up. And a nice job of tackling and stopping him, turning him out of bounds right after they got past midfield. One thing I'll say for the Cavemen, their linebackers and defensive backs do hit pretty hard, unquestionably.
Yeah, not too many missed tackles today.
Very true. It does appear, though, as though they've at least slowed the passing game down a wee bit. So some of that momentum has shifted a little. But this time they've got the momentum going again, and now it's going to be second down, and it looks roughly about 4. Okay, we've got single slot wide right. We've got double to the left. One in the interior, then go back. Second down. Back to throw. Looking downfield. Throws. Tipped. Oh, and almost picked off. Nice job of defense by the Cavemen secondary. Very good hustle. That was the kind of play that they would have needed. So now it's going to be third down again. And we're looking at third down, I'd say roughly about 3.5. Okay, we're looking at a double left slot, single slot right, interior slot, back in the backfield. Back to throw again. A little bit of a rush. Completes it over the middle, turns upfield, and gets stopped. It looks like he's short of the sticks. It is close enough, though. It now appears from, I think they might have got a good spot on that. Yep, they're going to call it first down. It appeared as though they had stopped his momentum roughly a few feet short, but they gave him quite a nice spot there at the end. Okay, so we are looking at first down and 10 again. Chains have moved. And they're roughly about the 44, let's say. Okay, double right, double slot left. Single back in the backfield. Long count. Takes a snap, back to pass. Looks out, throws out left, completes it on a screen, turns upfield. Hit him kind of high, roughly about the 40, let's say.
39-yard line.
Oh, they're going to spot him forward and give him forward progress to the 39. Okay, it'll be second down and what appears to be about 6.
That'll bring up second down at about 5 yards for the Pioneers.
Okay, double slot right, single slot left, single back in the backfield. Back to throw, under some pressure, throws, completes once again, shoved out of bounds. Roughly about the 33-yard line, let's say. It's going to be a first down for the Pioneers once again. And once again, that short passing game has proven to be very effective. We are down to only a minute 31 to go in the half. So it's starting to get critical now for the Pioneers and critical for the Cavemen defense.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go up top one time.
Very possible, especially double slot right, single left, back to throw. Throw short, completes, cuts up, gets out of bounds roughly, I'd say about the 27 or so. It's going to set up roughly about second down and 5, I'd say.
That'll bring up second down at about 5 yards for the Pioneer first.
Okay, 1:27 remaining in the half. We've got double slot right, we've got double slot left, single back in the backfield. Hands it and back to throw, completes it up roughly, I'd say about the 21. He got shoved back, but he certainly got enough for a first down. So that will stop the clock and move the chains again with 1:20 remaining in the half. They still have 2 timeouts remaining if they do need to use them. And, of course, if the Cavemen get the ball back before the half, they do have 1 remaining. Okay, this time we're looking at a double slot right, double slot left, single back in the backfield. Hands it off, cuts up, gets away, turns loose, gets down to about the 10. Leans forward to the 8, first down. Pioneers once again. That time he cut right as he was headed with what first looked like was going to be sort of a trap, but swung out rightward when he realized he had a bit of a chasm there he could run into. So now we're dealing with first down once again. It's roughly about first down and goal. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers! He had at least 2 steps on him at that point.
So we got ourselves a ball game.
So it's going to make it a 13-9 game pending the extra point.
Well, we'll see if that missed extra point comes back to haunt the Cavemen.
That is a real possibility when we get, and it'll be a good thing to keep an eye on when we get to about the fourth quarter. Okay. Ready to go. Snap. Spot. Kick. And it's good. So that is going to make it a 3-point game once again. There's 41 seconds left in the half. And now we have a score of Grants Pass 13, Oregon City 10. On the Table Rock Sports Broadcasting Network. Well, let's see. There's 41 seconds remaining. And the Cavemen do have one timeout left. So one would tend to think, at least at this juncture, what we're going to be looking at probably is going to be quite a bit of sideline routes by Mr. Coyle to try and get that thing down at least close enough to put some more points on the board. But still, the short passing game, extremely crisp and extremely precise for the Pioneers, has proven to be rather impressive as well. So here we go with the kickoff. Gets into it kind of short. Fielded to the 27, then loses his footing. He may have gained a yard on that return, let's say. In either case, it's going to be first down and 10 for the Cavemen. So, Luther, I would say we're probably looking at mostly sideline routes now.
Well, we'll see if they're going to try to get some scores or if they're just going to try to run the clock and go in with a lead at halftime.
I would think, given their aggressive offensive nature, that they're probably going to put it up. And now there's a stoppage.
Timeout on the field, Pioneers.
Oregon City uses a timeout. We have 39 seconds remaining. That's going to be their second. So both clubs each now have one timeout remaining in this half. But you can certainly see the intentions for there. Coyle is going to start airing it out again, and he's done a fairly effective job of it here once they got the early jitters out, and it's been pretty impressive thus far.
Yeah, I think the offensive line has given them a lot of time to pass, and the receivers have broke a few tackles afterwards.
Yes, absolutely, because they've done a very, very good job in the interior. And I had mentioned Mr. Hendricks and Mr. Kohler earlier in the broadcast, and it would appear that they are living up to their billing, to say the least. Very impressive. But in any case, clearly the Pioneers did not like the set that they had on the field. Okay, so we have triple slot right, single slot left, one back. Chase takes the snap, back to throw. Completes left, out of bounds. Nice catch, roughly about the 36, I'd say.
One mark on the tackle.
So we will be looking at second down and short. And this is more or less what I had expected Coyle to do. Throw primarily the sideline routes, just factoring the clock in, because, of course, now there's only 35 seconds left. Second down. Coyle back to throw. Turns right. Throws out to the far right. Completes it. 40, 42, 43 out of bounds. Nice catch and run. Good heads up. It's going to set them up with another first down. 29 seconds remaining. As stated, they only have one timeout left in the half. But thus far, some excellent clock management.
First down and 10 at the third.
Okay, this time we are looking at double slot left, single slot right, interior slot, single back in the backfield. Chase takes it, drops back, looks, throws, completes it over to the right, and gets hit, knocked down, roughly about the 48, let's say. But now they got to go into hurry up. 17 seconds remaining. Second down and 7. Back to throw goes Coyle. Turns, looks, fires right. Just past his fingertips, incomplete. So now it's decision-making time. It is third down and long, and there are only 9 seconds remaining in the half. This play, needless to say, will be rather intriguing. Okay, yes, they're going to go with double slot left, slot right, interior, slot right, single back in the backfield. Third down, Coyle turns, throws, completes, gets to the 45, gets the 41 out of bounds with 3 seconds remaining. Still too far for a field goal, let's say, so he may just heave one up deep and just see if somebody can pull out something rather interesting.
First down and 10 of the 41-yard line.
They're still sending in a signal for a play, it would appear.
Brian, there's not too many plays you have on 41 yards.
True. It's just pretty much take a couple of guys and go flood one part of the end zone. But Oregon City, once again, has taken a timeout. Fairly good strategy. Basically what they were doing is getting to see what the setup was going to look like. A little tactic, of course. So, yes, 3 seconds remaining in the half. Most likely he's probably going to put it up in one of the corners and do the old-fashioned tip drill, shall we say. So I think it's a case just of deciding which corner you're going to load up, and that's probably what they are ironing out at this point. And it would appear that the Pioneers are going to go with what looks like a nickel package. We've got single slot left, triple slot right, single back in the backfield. Now up goes in motion left. Coyle back to throw. Looks, throws, short screen, turns upfield, 45, 40, 35, pushes forward, leans forward, breaks another tackle, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Cavemen! Holy moly! You talk about turn on the afterburners, ladies and gents.
He was not going to be denied that time.
Absolutely.
And with 3 seconds.
It was amazing how quickly he accelerated when he got to the outside and just did a tremendous job. But what a momentum shift. That is literally, and you can just see that sort of thing. You know, you have that kind of a thing happen right before the half, and it's almost like it's an earthquake under a bench. We're just going to have to see how well then, how quickly the Pioneers recover. Okay. All right, looks like they are going to go for 2 and try and get that missed extra point back. We've got double slot left, single slot right, single back in the backfield. Coyle back to throw, throws to the right and just past his fingertips. A little bit too far incomplete, so that means at halftime the score is going to stay. The Grants Pass Cavemen 19, the Oregon City Pioneers 10. This is the Table Rock Sports Broadcasting Network.
We're here because U.S. Cellular has unlimited data, and our total plans don't have hidden fees.
Neither does my plan.
You sure about that? Hidden fees from other carriers pop up unexpectedly and hit you over and over again. Get no hidden fees and unlimited data with a stronger signal plus $300 back only from US Cellular.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
I was talking to Bill.
Yeah?
Bill and Sherry got a guy.
They do? How did they get a guy?
Everything happened online, including financing. And their guy even delivered their new car to their home.
Maybe we should get a guy.
I thought you might say that. Honey, meet Kyle.
Find your guy during the Ram Power Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partner.
Okay, we're back briefly. It is halftime, and currently, due to the surprising wild finish of the first half, the Cavemen going to the locker room with a 9-point lead, 19-10 over the Pioneers. But that was such a tremendous game shifter to catch that screen on the run and then hit the afterburners like that. That was absolutely tremendous. And this first half also, to a degree, pays a lot of tribute to just how good of a quarterback Mr. Coyle is, of course. And due credit to the Oregon City quarterback, too, because the Pioneers were able to spread out their short passing game fairly effectively. So it'll be sort of intriguing to see what changes the defenses make on this coming up in the second half. But perhaps most importantly, the Cavemen are going to have the ball again. So they're going to have a lot of momentum moving in their direction.
Well, I think that was a big momentum swing right there before the half, the 2 scores before the half. And they get the ball back here at the second half. So we'll see if they can extend the lead.
Right, and I think the momentum shifter truly was on that face mask penalty because you could just literally see the momentum beginning to shift towards Grants Pass at that point. So what it's going to be incumbent upon the Pioneers to do is make some adjustments and just come out slinging again in the second half, but we shall see. And, of course, we'll have the halftime entertainment on for a little while for everybody.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
We're here because US Cellular has unlimited data, and our total plans don't have hidden fees.
Neither does my plan.
You sure about that? Hidden fees from other carriers pop up unexpectedly and hit you over and over again. Get no hidden fees and unlimited data with a stronger signal plus $300 back only from US Cellular.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
I was talking to Bill.
Yeah?
Bill and Sherry got a guy.
They do? How did they get a guy?
Everything happened online, including financing. And their guy even delivered their new car to their home.
Maybe we should get a guy.
I thought you might say that. Honey, meet Kyle.
Find your guy during the Ram Power Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partner.
Well, we're back here in Oregon City, folks, and once again to reiterate, Cavemen of Grants Pass are leading this one over the Pioneers 19-10 at the break. So, when the second half starts up again here shortly, we are going to see the Cavemen in possession of the ball and a chance to really start putting a complete lock and handle on this one. It's going to be so incumbent when the third quarter begins for the Pioneers to toughen up defensively and try and change some of this momentum back. The other thing that stood out in my mind in the first half was simply the turnovers and the penalties, because most of the Cavemen's momentum began to shift in their direction, like I said, after that face mask penalty. It pretty much, got them going, so to speak. And then after that, Mr. Coyle simply went to work and did an outstanding job. And then, of course, the fumble and the recovery and return also was critical. So, that said, we will see if the Pioneers defense can somehow turn the tide a little bit when we get back for the third quarter.
Well, I think both teams are playing physical against the run. And that's opened up a few passing lanes there. And obviously both quarterbacks have live arms. A lot of great plays. As you mentioned, a couple of fumbles and a couple of turnovers have really shaped this game. And if we can get Grants past get a few more big plays in here, they might shut it down early in the third quarter. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Oregon City still air it out a little bit.
Certainly, and the way that they were throwing the short passing game effectively in the first half certainly reflected that. They were able to put together a couple of nice drives and at least keep themselves in this one. But again, those mistakes, and again, I realize 2-3 weeks, these clubs are both good. They're going to iron out those kinds of mistakes. I have little doubt of that. But yeah, it's going to be incumbent upon the Pioneers defense certainly to try and slow down that attack. In any case, we thank all of you guys for joining us. We will be back.
At My Circle K, we believe in keeping the integrity of your vehicle's paint. That's why you save 10 cents a gallon when you purchase a car wash. As rain falls, it collects pollutants and contaminants from the air. You want to do anything you can to protect your investments. At My Circle K, you can protect your paint and save at the pump. Now with every car wash purchase, you'll save 10 cents a gallon at the pumps. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We are back to start the second half. Both clubs have come out and stretched around a little bit, and we should be having the second half kickoff coming up very shortly. And for those of you who have just joined us, of course, the Cavemen, Grants Pass, still lead this one 19-10, and we'll have possession to start the third quarter and see if they can build on the momentum that they established. That was certainly incredible after that sort of earth-shaking screen pass for a touchdown in the half's final play. That's the kind of thing that can make the momentum shift dramatically. So it is going to be up to the Pioneers now to step up defensively, or the Cavemen may have a chance to start putting this one out of reach. We shall see.
As we would like to recognize our sponsors who make OC football possible.
The other big key this evening has been the turnover bug, and it's been a little bit of a factor on both sides, of course, with the most critical play coming on that fumble and recovery that set the Caveman up. It was pretty much another momentum changer, just like the personal foul penalty was for the face mask earlier. But we will find out if, in fact, the Pioneers can stop them defensively and try and shift the tide back. Coyle has been very effective this evening, mixing his passes up, back and forth, going deep and going short. Certainly a key, and that'll be the key, too, is the offensive line play of the Cavemen. If they continue to establish enough protection for him, he should be able to put this one out of reach, but we shall see. You can certainly see they are extremely fired up after that morale booster at the end of the half, unquestionably. Final instructions, and we are about to get the third quarter underway.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, this sure is a good turnout for the first football game of the season here at Oregon City.
It is incredibly impressive, because I've seen a number of games over the years, mostly during my years in Vancouver when I go see Greater St. Helens. And this is certainly a bigger crowd than I have seen in some games up there. It's got to be easily close to 2,000 people. It is incredibly impressive, and we certainly salute and credit the Oregon City Pioneers for such a nice turnout. And at long last, we're finally starting to get a breeze, so it is finally starting to cool down a wee bit. It was pretty darn warm at opening kickoff, I can tell you that. Okay, we are just about ready to get the second half underway. And here we go. Gets into a nice one, still a teeny bit short, got about the 12, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, leans forward all the way up to the 45-yard line. Holy moly.
Well, that was a good start to the second half as they carry over the momentum.
Certainly carries it a bit further, I would think, and especially with Mr. Coyle being as effective as he's been all evening. This is a real golden opportunity for the Cavemen here, provided they can cash in on it. So we are looking at first down and 10 on the 45-yard line. Okay, we have double slot left. We have single slot right, single back in the backfield. First down and 10. Coyle calls the signals. Takes the snap. Throws, completes, breaks, 40, 35. Another first down for the Cavemen. Nice catch and run, and another morale booster. You can begin to sense that they're really building on the momentum they created on that earth shaker at the end of the half. Back goes Coyle to throw, rolling left. Looks, throws, completes, 25, 20, 15, out of bounds, first down. Another superb catch. And Grant's pass certainly is on the move and in a command position now to really, really step out in front at this point. We've got double slot right, single slot wide left, Coyle throws right, and he drops it, so that's going to be an incomplete in a second down and 10. You could sense on that one that the timing was just a teeny bit off. Seems to be some confusion on the play call, but we shall see.
Well, these two teams seem to know each other quite well after playing twice last year.
Yes, indeed, especially when considered that second track meet. Okay. Hands it off, turns up, lunges forward, and looks like he may have got as far as the 10. Ten and a half, I'd say. So it's going to be second down, roughly in what appears to be about 5. So they actually spotted a teeny bit back. It's going to be at the 11. Okay, we've got double slot wide left, double slot wide right. Gives it off. Trying to turn the corner. Sweep cuts inside. Leans for the goal line. Touchdown, Cavemen! Another tremendous run. So now with the score 25-10.
We'll see if they're going to go for another 2 or if they're going to play it safe with a 1.
Yeah, it looks like Corliss still out there. They're trying with the idea of going for 2 again. But again, that's because they missed that 2-pointer earlier, no doubt. Okay, they will go for 2 again. Triple slot left, single slot right, 1 back in the backfield. Now he sends 1 in motion. Coyle back to throw. Looks, turns right, turns left, ducks in, and he got it. 2 more points on the board for the Cavemen. Excellent job. So it is now a 27-10 game, and slowly, gradually, you are beginning to see the Cavemen take command of this ball game. And what this is going to do is this is going to ease some of the pressure, too, on the Cavemen's defense coming up here in the third quarter. They can get more creative and they can get more innovative and aggressive. And certainly that's probably going to be the standard tactic that the Cavemen's defense are going to use. So now the pressure is really on the Pioneers, finding themselves at home in a 17-point hole. This is going to be a rather difficult hill to climb, I will be fresh and honest to admit. Not impossible, but difficult.
Still a lot of time left, and we'll see if they can put forth the drive here.
Indeed. And do bear in mind, ladies and gents, they do have a fairly effective short passing game, as we certainly saw in the first half. Kicks a line drive, takes it on a hop. 15, trying to turn left and turn the corner. Gets around the corner, gets roughly just past the 20-yard line. So that's going to set the Pioneers up on shot first down and 10.
Out of bounds by Brown.
Okay, they will spot it at the 20. The first down and 10 for the Pioneers with a teeny bit of pressure on them now to try and turn this thing around. If anything, one thing that one could say about how the Cavemen have approached this game, they have shown the toughness of spirit you need to show on the road. That is absolutely beyond question. Okay, we're looking double slot right, double slot left. Now goes in motion. No back in the back, single back in the backfield. Back to throw. Completes out to the left, lunges past the 30, I'd say maybe about the 31.
Pass, complete to Daniel.
So as usual, Oregon City's short passing game is still fairly effective. And that will move the chain, so it's going to be first down and 10, just past the 31 for the Pioneers. Okay, we're looking double slot wide right. We're looking at double slot left, single back in the backfield. Cavemen show 4-3, back to throw. Throws over the middle, completes it, turns up, lunges forward to about the 48 with a nice catch, and the chains will move again. Remarkably, the Pioneers seem to have turned the momentum a wee bit. It's a start, but it's a long way to go. Okay, first down and 10, roughly about 48. Double slot wide right, double slot wide left. We've got single back in the backfield. Still standard 4-3 for the Cavemen. Back to throw, throws left, completes. Tries to juke a tackler, jukes one, but the second tackler gets him, and it's going to be past the 45, so it's going to be second down and short, I'd say. I don't think he reached the sticks.
Martinez on the tackle for the Cavemen.
Yeah, that's going to spot it, let's say, second down and 2, roughly. No, actually, it's closer to second and 1. I stand corrected. Okay, so we're looking double right, double left, single back in the backfield again. Back to throw once more. Looks, throws over the middle, completes it. Had a step on the defenders, and it sets up yet another Pioneer first down. One has to be impressed with the way the Pioneers have quickly and effectively moved the ball down here to try and at least make an effort to get themselves back in this ball game.
Yeah, they're really getting the ball out quick on a 3-step drop there.
It pretty much has turned out the way I thought they would in this drive. They're just going to start slinging. Okay, got double left, double right, single back in the backfield this time. First down. Gibbs tries to turn, breaks a tackle, goes forward. He's got it all. Head 5, touchdown, Pioneers.
Touchdown.
Tremendous burst of speed on his part. But he did see that he had enough room out toward the right. He swung out right and then just basically took off for the races, as they say. Okay, so now we're going to set up for the conversion, but that was incredibly quick the way the Pioneers came back and struck after finding themselves in a 17-point hole all of a sudden. Okay, they will set up for the extra point. Snap, spotted, kicked, and it is good. So we are facing another timeout. We have 8:37 remaining on the clock in the third quarter, and it is all of a sudden now a 27-17 game. The lead, of course, still with Grants Pass. So now we'll see if the Cavemen can respond effectively and quickly after something like that. One has to be impressed about how quickly the Pioneers just scooted the ball down the field and nickel and dime the Grants Pass secondary.
Yeah, it took them all of about 2.5 minutes to get the ball 75 yards.
Yes, certainly enough to keep themselves in the ball game now. 2-score game is a little bit easier to deal with than a 3. But again, you got to admire Mr. Cole and Coyle and his passing attack. They certainly are more than capable of coming right back and doing something along those lines. It's going to be incumbent now on the Pioneers defense to try and stop them, get a quick 3 and out, and change the momentum. Okay, we're lined up for the kickoff and just about ready to get it going again. That one carries high. He's going to take it about the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Breaks free, 45, 50, 45, 40, 30. Brought down from behind out of bounds on the 25-yard line. Another spectacular special teams play for the Cavemen. He got the burners going late. I'd say probably about the 25 or so, but once he turned them on, man, he was something else. So the Cavemen are facing, once again, first down and 10 with excellent field position for Mr. Coyle to operate with.
To the 27-yard line will be first and 10.
So first down and 10 on the 27. The other thing that's impressive is even with the wide receiver graduations that they had, these new kids or newer are playing quite well. Double slot right, single slot left, single back in the backfield. Chase, back to throw. And just under threw it. So that'll be a second down and 10.
Fans, stop into 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs for over 25 years.
All right, so we're looking at second down and 10 for the Cavemen. We got triple slot wide left, single slot wide right, runner in the backfield, throws tipped and incomplete. Good job of tipping by one of the Pioneers linebackers. So now we're looking at third and 10. And we'll see what Chase Coyle and Mr. Muster come up with for this one.
You think they'd really like to get off the field right here and give that offense another chance?
Clearly. So we're looking at triple slot left, single slot wide right, single back in the backfield. Back with Cole. A little bit of a rush. Steps out left. Breaks away, throws it, and completes it. Trying to lean forward and probably only picked up about 3 or 4 yards.
Penalty flag on the field.
But there is a flag down, so let's hold the phone here. Let's see what this is about. It's back in the backfield, yes, which usually is indicative, of course, of holding.
Holding on the Caveman.
Let's see what Oregon City decides to do.
Yeah, it's almost as though they're still sort of debating.
This would bring up a 4th down, I do believe.
Yeah, it will.
If they decline the penalty.
But then again, depending on how good the Caveman's kicker is, yeah, you could see that they decided to go ahead and accept it after all. And, of course, that moves them way out of field goal range at this point. So, basically, now the Cavemen are looking at 3rd down and oh brother.
Third down.
3rd down and roughly about 27 yards to go. Single left, double right. Coyle pumps, throws out to the slot, turns, tries to get around the corner, and eventually gets shoved out of bounds.
Coyle's pass complete.
So it will be 4th down, and on will come the punting unit. And for the first time this evening, we actually are going to have a punt.
That'll bring up 4th down.
Nearly halfway through the 3rd quarter. Who would have thunk it?
But again, that penalty was a big momentum change there.
Extremely. It took a lot of wind out of their sails, and now we'll see if the Pioneers can cash in on it. Besides, they're probably going to be pinned way back, provided he gets off a good one. Shanks one. It's going to go short, out of bounds, roughly about the 20, or no, they're going to spot it even up farther than that, the 28. Wow. Very, very short punt. So here come the Pioneers. We're going to see if they can build on this now. They seem to have made the momentum shift a wee bit. Of course, that holding penalty was pretty much a drive killer, to say the least.
1st and 10.
Okay, so we're looking at double slot wide right. We're looking at double slot left, single back in the backfield. Back to pass, a little bit of a rush, completes it, out to the 30, breaks a tackle, turns 35, 40, out of bounds.
First down on the 40-yard line.
Once again, it's going to be another 1st down for the Pioneers, so we're beginning to see a little bit of a shift here.
Pioneer, 1st and 10.
Nothing else that speaks to the Pioneers' fortitude to be this gutsy and come roaring back like this in the second half after you find yourself in a 17-point hole. Okay, double slot right, double slot left, single back in the backfield. Hands it off, trying to turn the corner on a sweep. Gets away from one man, but not the second. Excellent tackle. Stops the run dead in its tracks for a loss. That's going to set up 2nd down, I guess probably about 11, I'd say. No, actually, now they're spotting him farther back, so it's going to be about 2nd down and 13, roughly. All right, double slot wide right. We've got double slot left, single back in the backfield. Back to throw. Looks. Keeps it up. Makes a nice catch. Did he get his foot in? He certainly did. And another Pioneers 1st down.
Pioneer, 1st down.
All I can say is what a passing show this evening.
And we'll see how the conditioning plays a role in this as we go into the fourth quarter.
Exactly. First crack out of the box. It's actually been a fairly entertaining one. Okay, we're looking at single slot right, interior slot now in motion, double left. One back to throw. Tosses it tipped and incomplete. So it will be second down and 10. That time the Cavemen did a pretty good job of deflecting it. So we're going to spot it again at the 38, second and 10. There's about 6:50 remaining to go in the third. And here they come up to the line. We're looking at, let's see, double wide right, double wide left, single back. Back to throw again. Throws, complete. Out of bounds, I'd say roughly about the 34, I want to say.
Well, it is on the tackle.
Actually, they're going to give him credit for progress up to, oh yes, it is a 34. I am correct. It helps to be right once in a while anyways.
I really like the timing between the quarterback and receivers. It seems like they've done a lot of work. They're really accurate on these out passes.
Indeed. Double right, double left, back to throw again. Looks, throws, caught. Once again, first down. They're going to spot it roughly, I'd say, about the 24. Does a little somersault after the catch, adding a personal touch, needless to say. But more momentum building for the Pioneers. You can see this game is beginning to shift a little bit. Okay, so now what we're looking at is double wide right, double left, single back once again. First down and 10. Again, back to throw. Completes. Gets away from one man. Gets away from two. 10, 5, touchdown, Pioneers! Holy moly, what a run he did.
Replay. We can't.
So we will have the conversion here very shortly, but all of a sudden you can sense the momentum has begun to shift back toward Oregon City after it looked like, the Cavemen pretty much had a handle on this one. And they're quickly performing one of the strangest formations I have ever seen, what appears to be a two-point attempt, and he got in. Nothing like old-fashioned football skullduggery, ladies and gents, and we have ourselves a game now. The two-point conversion makes it a 27-25 ball game, still in favor of the Cavemen, but they're going to have to really step up now to shift that momentum back.
Well, I think this has been a tale of neither of the offenses being able to be stopped by either of the defenses, so we'll see which defense decides to step up first.
That's going to be critical, and how quickly Coyle can get them back down the field and how effectively he can start to shift things again. One has to admire the resilience of the Pioneers bouncing back the way they did. Because after that shocking screen pass for a touchdown at the end of the first half, that certainly looked like that might be what one might call one of those critical plays of the game. But we shall see now. And do remember, ladies and gents, remember that missed extra point so much earlier in the ball game. And look at the scoreboard now being a 2-point lead. That could be critical. All right, we're ready to go again. Gets into this one. A little bit deeper this time. Drives him back to about the 9, 10, 15, 20, 25. Gets hit, leans forward. Probably about the 28, I'd say. So the Cavemen will set up shop there, first down and 10, and try and get it shifted back in their direction once more.
I'll have to say these OSAA officials are really doing a good job. And it's time for former high school athletes to get back in the game. Please consider becoming an OSAA official There's a serious shortage in the statewide in all sports at all levels. So remember the people that called your games in high school sports? Now you can return the favor.
That's one thing I can certainly concur with. They've done a fairly decent job in this game thus far. Okay, we're looking single wide left, single wide right, now man in motion and slots left, single back in the backfield. Coyle hands it off, trying to get a sweep. Gets away from one man, gets away from two, 35, 40, leans forward to the 43, and picks up a first down. So quickly, decisively, the Cavemen strike back to reestablish the momentum and waste no time doing it.
Good enough for a Caveman first down.
Okay, so it is first down and 10 to the 43. We're looking at single slot right, single slot left. Now double slot to the right, single back in the backfield. Coyle, back to throw. Just threw it, passed too far, incomplete. The timing on that was the hair was just a teeny bit off, basically, so it's going to be second down. The one thing that's also worth noting is how effective the Cavemen's offensive line have been in this game, because they have done an excellent job giving that young man all the time in the world back there to find somebody. Well, let's see what Mr. Musser conjures up this time for a play. Okay, double slot right, single slot wide left. We have a single back in the backfield. Chase calling signals. Back to throw. Looks, puts it out a little bit, makes on bobbles it going out of bounds. There's still, and he did not have possession. Juggling when he stepped out, so that of course means an incomplete pass. And now we're looking at third down and long. This could be a very critical play as far as this game is concerned right here, because if the Pioneers can get a stop, they actually have a shot to take the lead. So we're looking double right, single left. He's back to throw. And drops the ball over the middle, incomplete, and he was open. He had a step. So that means fourth down. And now the Cavemen are going to have to punt it away. 5:56 remaining in the third quarter, which means the Pioneers still have tons of time. And the very fact that they have trimmed the lead down to 2 this quickly, that tells you something right there. So, single back deep for the punt. Gets off a decent snap. Spiraling kick. He loses control of it, then picks it up on the 3, the 5. And he's going to get clobbered at about the 6 or 7 yard line.
Looks like we might have a block in the back.
Yeah, he simply got confused, I think, more than anything. One player's a little bit slow getting up, I see. Oh, he seems to be okay.
Well, we'll see if Grant Pass goes back to that pass. They run it twice, and it's been wide open 2 times in a row.
Exactly. They still have that speed wide receiver, even if they've lost some of their depth due to graduation. But still, I mean, they demonstrated being pretty effective in this one so far. Seems to be taking quite a while on this one. Generally speaking, it was in that area usually where they call blocking it back.
On either hand, that was definitely a better punt than the first one.
Most certainly, yeah, because he shanked one the first time, and I think if I remember correctly, it was about 16 yards. It didn't go very far at all. But that one certainly did, but then they got the fortuitous break of that hop.
It was a net of about 50 plus.
Definitely got it for an excellent one. A lot of times with punts in football, you just get a lucky break, here or there. That's how Steve O'Neill, the Jets, set the record with a 98-yard punt way back when. But this is going to be a costly one, because it's from the spot of the foul. It's going to move the Pioneers all the way back practically to their own goal line. They will start first down and 10 in the 3.
Yeah, special teams seem to play a big part in the game.
It certainly has in this one, because that's one thing, the Cavemen have been very effective at running kickoffs back. That's eminently clear. Okay, so we've got single slot right, we've got single slot left, takes the snap, hands off, plows ahead.
Ball on the carry for the Pioneers.
Looks like he didn't get very far at all. Cavemen bottled it up fairly effectively on that one. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 on the 3. And that adds the pressure on the Pioneers now to get that thing out from underneath their goalpost. Okay, so we're looking at single slot right, single slot left, one back in the backfield. Back to throw. And almost had a pick 6. Perfectly timed. A very dangerous short pass that close to your goal line, most certainly.
Yeah, I'm seeing a few drop balls out there. Maybe they ate up Birdie Lou's earlier and got a little bacon grease on them.
Could be, because now the pressure is really going to be on. And they have got to be very, very careful here on 3rd down and long, because they don't want to give up the safety at this point. And then they put themselves in a 5-point hole, or a 4-point hole, excuse me.
Yeah, you're just trying to get a little room for your punter here.
Exactly. Back to throw. Throws over the middle. Tipped and incomplete. So that means it is now going to be 4th down, and they're still in their 3. They're going to be punting from the back of the end zone. So the Cavemen most likely are going to bring everything in the kitchen sink, likely to make an attempt to block at this point.
Seems like both defenses are starting to set in a little bit.
Very much so. Where through the first half, clearly the two offenses had sway, so credit to the defensive coordinators. Hits a pop-up, literally. Bounces and rolls backwards and gets down to the 13-yard line. So that was a 10-yard punt. It looked like he hit it off the side of his foot and didn't make complete contact with the ball. But this is really going to set the Cavemen up now for certain.
Yeah, being backed up that far in your end zone, you don't have the timing or the space that you normally have, so it's definitely tight quarters.
Exactly, and they brought some pretty heavy pressure on too, so I'm sure that played a factor in consideration. All right, Cavemen have got it, 1st and 10. Single slot to the left, single slot right, one in the interior. Now he's in motion. Back to throw goes Coy. No, hands off, excuse me, that was terrible. He's going to break it in. Touchdown, Caveman!
Caveman touchdown.
So that's going to make it 33-25, pending a conversion. So very, very quickly, that 10-yard punt certainly was cashed in on. And now we'll go over the conversion. And it looks like they're going to go for 2 again. We've got double slot left, single slot out right, single back in the backfield. Call it. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Plows forward. Nope. Came up just short. So, with 4:42 remaining in the 3rd, it will remain. The Cavemen of Grants Pass 33 and the Pioneers of Morgan City 25. This is the Table Rock Sports Broadcasting Network. But one has to really admire how quickly Coyle and crew just got right down there and punched that thing in, and regained the momentum at this point, because now it's a 1-score game again. But then again, too, they have had consistently the better play on special teams this evening. And we're just about ready to get it going again. Hits a squib kick, and it's going to go out of bounds again. So that's the second out-of-bounds kick they've had this evening. And, of course, what that means is that the Pioneers are going to start from their own 35.
And Bills Glass, proud to be the sponsor of the high school athletics. Bills Glass has been an industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years, covering the full spectrum of glass from your vehicle to any room in your house. Locally owned, family run, Bill Glass, Ashland, Medford, or Grants Pass.
Okay, triple slot left, single slot right, 1st and 10, single back in the backfield for the Pioneers. Takes a snap, hands it off, trying to turn the corner on the right. Gets away from one man, finally goes out of bounds, but I believe I saw a hanky fly. And in the backfield, of course, you know what that usually means. And sure enough, holding on Oregon City. So this will scoot them back and make it a little bit more difficult, shall we say. Generally speaking, the one nice thing is there's only been a couple penalties in the entire second half. There weren't nearly as many as there were in the first, so.
Holding against the Pioneers.
So 1st down and way long, needless to say. Okay, we've got double slot out right. We've got double slot left, single back. Back to throw. Looking right. Looks. Throws. Tipped and broken up. Excellent defensive play. This was one factor that I was almost certain that the Cavemen were going to tighten up on in the second half because their secondary had struggled a wee bit. You can certainly see that they're playing much more effectively now. And, of course, they're quite versed in the tip drill, shall we say. Okay, we've got double right, double left, single back in the backfield. So it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw again. Looks. Looking. Throws downfield. He's even it up. Got a step, but too far. So now it will be 3rd down.
Still a lot of time left in this one.
I would not be surprised on 3rd and 20 to see the Cavemen bring some extra heat and blitz. Very possible. Besides, if they can force a mistake here, perhaps force a turnover, they could really, really start to put some heat on and widen things out a bit again. So now we're looking at 3rd down and 20. We've got a single slot right, double left, interior slot, single back. Back to throw. Looks. Still looking. Throws short, breaks a tackle, 25, gets away from another man, 30, but nice tackle at about the 33. Grabbed him and shoved him out of bounds. So it will be punting time again for the Pioneers. It looks like, they did get 11 men on the field. For a second, it looked like Grants Pass was a man short. This time, sets up a spiral, fair catch, taking it about the 40. So the Cavemen will set up shop there, 1st down and 10. And there's 3:38 remaining on the scoreboard clock in the 3rd quarter. And the score still remains at this time. The Cavemen of Grants Pass 33 and Oregon City 25. So actually they're going to spot him a little bit forward. They're going to get him up to the 41. So it'll be 1st down and 10 there. So Hoyle comes back to work, and we'll see what kind of magic he can work this time. All right, 1st down and 10. Single slot left, triple slot right. Single back in the backfield. Hoyle calls signals, back to throw. Tosses that flanker screen, 40, 45, 50. Gets past another man, 40, 35.
Oh, that's a late hit.
And it looks like he might have got shoved out of bounds there late in the play. Although I didn't see a hanky come out. Still a tremendous catch and run on a flanker screen. So first down and 10 for the Cavemen. They're going up to the line rather quickly. We've got double slot left, single slot right. Slot interior. Coyle back to throw. Picked up. Leads forward. Gets up roughly about the 37, let's say. Big momentum changer.
Let's see if that'll give some life to Oregon City.
Pioneer ball, first down.
So it's going to give Oregon City a first down and give them back a little bit of momentum. One thing that can be said for this contest tonight, the momentum shifts and swings have been rather radical, to say the least. Okay, so first down and 10 for the Pioneers. We're looking double slot right, double slot left, single back once again. Only 5 men up on the line of scrimmage. Takes a long count, takes a snap, hands it off. Leans forward, bulls his way forward, I'd say roughly about 38, not quite to 39. So we're going to be looking at second down, and I'd say probably about second down and 8, actually. They're going to give him forward progress only for 2 yards. So second and 8 for the Pioneers.
Make a little run there to try to keep the defense honest.
Exactly. Okay, double slot right.
Second down and 9 at the 38-yard line.
And double slot left. We've got a single back in the backfield once again. Takes the snap, back to throw, tosses a quick one out, incomplete off his fingertips.
Pass incomplete to Heath.
And it will be third down.
That'll bring us third down.
So third and long once again. It looks like after a rough start in the third quarter, the Cavemen's defense has settled down fairly nicely, so we'll see how it goes from here. Okay, double slot right, double slot left, single back in the backfield. Back to throw, looks right, throws right, but underthrows it considerably. It almost slipped out the side of his hand, but it's going to be fourth down now, and that's going to force the Pioneers, of course, to kick it away.
Fourth down.
Yeah, but that one sort of slipped off his hand as he released, and of course that's why it fell far short. Okay.
Ideal back to punt for the Pioneers.
Snap is good on the punt. This time gets up a better kick. Still a little bit short. Fair catch signal for. That was bordering on fair catch interference, I'd say. So anyway, they're going to take over first down and 10 on their 25-yard line. Needless to say, the Pioneers got a little bit of a break on that one. Okay, so yeah, they're going to spot at the 25. We've got 2:19 left to go here in the third. And it's still 33-25 in favor of the Cavemen. So let's see if Mr. Coyle can work some more of his magic here. This evening, his magic wand, needless to say, has worked fairly well. Okay, we're looking at double slot right, single slot left. One back in the backfield. Chase calls signals, hands it off, sweep, turning right, gets past one man, gets past two men, first down past the 40. Excellent run. The blocking in the interior for the Cavemen has been extremely impressive and extremely consistent. It's beginning to pay dividends, clearly. So now we're looking at first down and 10 at the 40. We're looking at a double slot left, single slot right, single back in the backfield. Hands it off. Oh no, fake the handoff, quarterback. Keeper moves up to the 50, gets past midfield. Coyle leans forward, he's got another first down. for the Cavemen. Looks like they're going to spot it roughly about the 48. And roughly about 1:56 left in the third quarter.
It looks like after the interception, Grants Pass has decided to run the ball a little bit and run a little clock.
Exactly, and of course that's going to soften up the secondary eventually, which is his forte. Okay, so we're looking at double slot to the right, single to the left, single back in the backfield. Chase calls signals. Drops back, looks, puts it over the middle and over the outstretched hands of the intended receiver, incomplete. So we will be looking at second down and 10. Timing was just a little bit off on that one, needless to say.
Second down and 10.
Yeah, let's see what Mr. Mustard comes up with this time. Okay, we've got single slot right, slot interior to the right, single slot left, single back in the backfield. Chase barking signals, clapping his hands. Move in motion, hands on a sweep, trying to get around the corner, cannot, and is dragged down. That's going to be roughly about a loss of 1.5 yards, I'd say, so it's going to be third down and long now. Good pursuit on the part of the linebackers of the Pioneers, I might add.
Short loss in the play, that bring up third down and 12 for the
So third and 12, roughly from about the 49. As the third quarter begins to wind down. Okay, double slot left, single slot to the right, single back in the backfield. Chase calls a signal. Back to throw. Has time. Heaves it out to the left and just over the outstretched hands of the receiver. So it will be fourth down, and the Cavemen will be forced to kick it away. That's the other thing that kind of stands out, at least in my mind now, is that the Pioneer secondary has toughened up a teeny bit.
Yeah, I think both defensive secondaries have after a few long drives there.
Yeah, the interception most definitely was a confidence builder, clearly. Okay, he's down. It looks like at about his own. Now he's backing up to about his 10. And another. Oh, wow. That's going to be way short. They're going to spot that thing all the way up at the 40-yard line. My, oh, my. 9-yard punt, folks. So this is going to set the Pioneers up in really good shape here. Still trailing by 8, but there's still plenty of time left, and just the fact that they came roaring back after they found themselves in a 17-point hole, that in itself is pretty impressive, I'd say.
I think that's going to set us up for a good fourth quarter here.
Indeed. Okay, double wide right, double wide left, single back again. Back to throw. Looks left. Throws and throws too far out of bounds. Incomplete. Second down.
Second down.
31 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Okay, this time we got double wide right. We've got double wide left again. Single back in the backfield again. 5 men in the box. Back to throw. Looking right. Still looking. Throws it up. Heaves it up. But we are going to have a flag. That was sort of a questionable one because he turned en route. And now the officials are going to discuss this. It certainly looked like he turned. They're still going to call it pass interference.
Pass interference in the Cavemen.
It'll give the Pioneers a first down, obviously. And what a momentum shifter that could be. And as you can see, it is a very costly penalty.
15 and automatic first down.
Indeed. Puts him on about the 45-yard line of Grant's pass. First down and 10 on that pass interference call. Okay, double right, double left again, single back in the backfield. Long count. Hands it off, turns it up, 45, gets to the 40, lunges forward, gets to about the 37. So it's going to be second down and short.
Ball carried by Carter.
Now, this is another factor to take into consideration because both teams are starting to run the ball a little bit more effectively than they had been. So, okay, and it looks like that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So we have 15 minutes left to go. And the scoreboard reads Grants Pass 33, Oregon City 25. Table Rock Sports Broadcasting Network.
Don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
What is a role model? A person looked to by others as an example to be imitated. What is sportsmanship? Fair and generous behavior or treatment of others, especially in a sports contest. This new school year, we want children to enjoy their experience in organized athletics. Let's pledge to make lifelong positive memories for our youth and know your role.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Okay, so here we go for the final 15 minutes. Still an 8-point game, so hold on to your hats. Okay, first down at 10 for the Pioneers. We've got a double slot left, double slot right again. Single back in the backfield. Once again, 5 in the box. Back to throw. Looks, turns, looks, throws left, heaves it out, but way too far. Incomplete. Timing was way off on that one. So we're looking at second down and 10. Didn't have that much pressure on him that time, I didn't think. And I think it was just a matter the timing was off.
Well, this will be a big third down here.
Indeed.
Big 3rd and 2.
Very critical.
This could also play into the field position game.
All right, double slot left, double slot right once again. 5 box, single back in the backfield. And botch snap. Picks it up, recovers it, but oh man, what a loss. Total momentum changer now, because this is going to force them to kick from back inside midfield. So here's an opportunity for the Cavemen to take advantage of if they can.
Fourth down.
If there's anything that kind of stands out in my memory, it's just both teams need to work on their kicking game a little bit.
This can be an interesting one here.
Indeed. Uh-oh, almost a high snap. Gets the kickoff barely. Short. Fair catch signal, let's say, looks like about the 28, I'd say. So the Cavemen will set up there, first down and 10. We've got 11 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in this one. So it's now up to Mr. Chase Coyle to see if he can start to put this one out of reach for the Cavemen. I suppose this is typical too for if you look back over the years for week 1 games where you just have these wild momentum shifts. Okay, so we're looking 1st and 10. Double slot left, single slot right. Single back in the backfield. That tight end in motion and lines up as an interior slot back. Coyle takes it, hands it off, breaks the tackle, leans forward, gets up at about the 38, I'd say. Nice run. So it's going to set up 2nd and short. More importantly, it's going to start milking that clock. And that's the other major factor they have to take into consideration now. Right about now for the Caveman, a long ball control clock eating drive is just what the doctor ordered, but we will see. 2nd and 4, we've got single slot right, double slot left, 2 backfield. Chase takes the snap, hands it off, turns upfield, leans forward, and I'd say he got to about the 38. It looks like.
Hendricks on the carry.
Or on the 33, excuse me.
Woods on the tackle.
Brings up another big 3rd down.
No gain on the play.
In the extreme.
3rd down.
So we'll see if Chase Coyle can work some more of his magic here. 3rd down, we're looking triple slot left, single slot right. 1 back in the backfield, back to throw. Looks to right, pick it up! Back to the 30, back to the 20, back to the 15, out of bounds. Major momentum shift again. So it will be 1st down and 10 once again for the Pioneers. Roughly about the 15-yard line, I'd say. We're actually going to spot at the 16. But that time you clearly see the timing was a little bit off, and the defensive back timed it absolutely perfectly. Okay, so 1st down at 10. We're looking at, once again, only 5 in the box, double slot left, double slot right, single back in the backfield. Long count. Takes the snap, hands it off, turns 15, leans forward, busted up to about the 12-yard line before he's brought down. So it should be about, well, it'll be 2nd down, and it looks like roughly about 6. Okay, they're going with a no huddle. Double slot left, double slot right again, 5 bucks, single back. Again, back to throw this time. Throws for the corner of the end zone. Did he keep it in? He did. Touchdown, Pioneers.
We got ourselves a ball game. Let's see if they go for 2, tie it up.
Needless to say, we most likely are going to have a 2-point conversion attempt up here coming up shortly.
Another wild formation.
And he got it in. And we have ourselves, ladies and gents, a tie ball game. And what a comeback.
Down 17 at one point. Oregon City has managed to get themselves back in the game.
Remarkable turn of events, because after that first touchdown early in the 3rd quarter, it looked like the Cavemen were getting ready to pull away. But systematically, the Pioneers drove right down the field, started hacking their way back into it, and then that interception, once again, the turnover bug. So now it's up to the Cavemen to respond quickly. Because remember, there's still 9 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in this thing. Still plenty of time. But again, I want to remind everybody too, ladies and gents, because this is another sign of week 1 where you sometimes simply have some really wild momentum swings. Okay, so we're about ready to go again on the kickoff. We will see how the Cavemen respond. Gets his boot into this one. This one's a line drive that he drops, takes it back to the 10, cuts the 15, to the 20, and hit hard.
Big hit.
Roughly about the 22-yard line, I'd say. So, Cavemen are going to set up first down and 10 there. A little bit extra pressure on them now at this point. Again, I've talked before about how you need toughness of spirit to win on the road, and this is certainly going to be a case where they're going to have to show some.
Cavemen take over first and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Coyle's certainly talented enough. It's a case in point with what they respond with. Perhaps how well they mix it up. This time first and 10, single slot left. Triple slot right, single back in the backfield. Coyle calling signals. Hands it off on a sweep. Tries to cut around the corner and gets nowhere. Shoved out of bounds. Very possibly a small gain from the looks of things. So this will make second down and long, of course.
Gain of about a yard.
Well, if nothing else, Luther, this has certainly been an entertaining evening. That's quite clear.
I would say so for week 1 football.
Indeedy. Well, hang on to your hats. We may be in for a barn burn of a finish. We'll see. So we're looking at second down and long, triple right, single left, single back. Coyle, back, rolling out left. Going to throw. Heaves it out, makes the catch, and the dead run goes out of bounds on the 40. Beautiful first down and tremendous response.
Brian, it might be whoever has the ball last wins this ball game.
Could very well much be the case. The one thing you can certainly say about Coyle, he's got one heck of a cannon there for this level. One of the better quarterbacks I've seen in the 6A level. Okay, so we're looking at first and 10. Triple slot right, single left. Back to throw. Trying to get away under a rush. Going to haul it down and run and scramble. Gets it up to roughly about the 41. Decent scramble by Coyle. That's going to mean it's going to be about second down and 5. Clock's starting to become a little bit of a factor where we're down inside 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in this one.
That'll bring up second down and about 6 for the Cavemen.
Okay, so we're once again looking at double slot right, interior slot, double left, single back. Coyle, back to throw, rolling out left, under tremendous pressure this time. Pulls it down, throws it, incomplete, dropped it. That time the Pioneers brought some heat on him, though, and he had to adapt and think quickly. So now it's going to be third down. 8:16 remaining.
I think Oregon City's defense has come up with a few.
Oh, the play was
stops
wow,
here.
I'm sorry, the play was moved anyway. It was a false start penalty. But yeah, this is going to scoot him back. Now they're going to be facing about 11 yards to go, let's say. Second and 11.
The 46-yard line, that'll bring second down.
And don't forget after the game to stop by your local Circle K.
Okay, we're looking at a double slot right, single slot left. We've got interior slot, one back. Coyle takes a snap, back to throw. Throws over the middle and dropped it. So now it's going to be third down and 11. Sort of odd how we had so many nice catches in the first half, but we've had a lot of drops in the second. So now Coyle's looking at third down and 11 in this case. So we've got different formation, triple left, single right, single back in the backfield. Coyle, barking signals, takes it. Takes a handoff and plows forward, gets out to about the 40, but still way, way short of the first down. So it'll be fourth down for the Cavemen once again. We're under 8 minutes to go.
On the tackle for the Pioneers. That'll bring up 4th down for the Cavemen.
So now the Pioneers will have the ball and plenty of time to try and take the lead. This could get really interesting.
Looks like Grants Pass has chosen to play the field position game and rely on their defense.
Indeed. Decent snap. It's a fake punt. He's to the 45 to 40. Breaks a tackle and leans forward. He may have got it. Holy moly. Tremendous trick play, and like they say, every so often, you reach into that bag of tricks and it works. It is a first down. This could be critical, because now this gives Coy another fresh set of downs. He's already inside their 35, so they're starting to get close to field goal range at this point.
First down and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Well, sometimes it helps to be a riverboat gambler. Okay, so first down and 10. We've got triple slot wide right, single slot wide left, single back in the backfield. Coyle, barking signals. And we have a whistle blow in the defensive backfield. Oh, a delay of game penalty. Of course, that means first down and 15. Well, to give these guys credit, there haven't been that many penalties in this half. Okay, triple wide right, single wide left, single back. Coyle takes the snap. Looks, still looking, under pressure, and down he's going to go. Sacked at about the 41. So that looks like about a loss of 2, so it's going to be second down about 17. Okay, quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. You got double right, double wide slot left, single back in the backfield. Coyle. Barking signals. Clock is running on the play clock. Could be changing the play. That appears to be the case, but he's going to have to get it off quickly. Does. Back to throw. Turns left. Throws. Completes. Cuts to the 40. Cuts to 35. Gets outside. 30. 25. Shoved out of bounds. First down for the Cavemen. So once again, Coyle strikes back with a vengeance. Okay, we're down to 6 minutes, 6 left to play. So we're getting down to what is going to be critical crunch time here shortly, folks.
First down and 10 at the 22-yard line.
22, so we are near the red zone. So let's see what the Cavemen can come up with here. Okay, so we have single slot left, single slot right, 2 backs. Coyle calling signals. Takes the snap, hands it off. Plaza 20, 15, to the 10. Breaks away, finally dragged down. First down and goal, need I add.
Hendricks on the carry.
Very nice run, and that's going to set up shot. First down and goal, roughly about the 8-yard line. So let's see if Mr. Coyle can cash in on this. He takes, hands it off, tries to get a third step, breaks to the left. Looks like he leaned forward, got to about the 4 or the 5, it appears. So now we're looking at second and goal. 5:39 and counting. But again, this is a golden opportunity for the Cavemen to finally regain some lost momentum. Okay, so we've got double slot left. Back to throw goes, or the hands off, breaks the tackle, breaks in, he's going to lean in and get it. Touchdown, Cavemen. Very nice run to turn the momentum. So it is now 39-33 pending the conversion. But after the Pioneers had hacked their way back into this one, certainly a very much sorely needed shot in the arm for the Cavemen at this point. And it would appear that they're going to go for two. Double slot right, interior slot left, single back. Now in motion to the left. Whistle is blown. Timeout for the Cavemen. With 5:16 remaining. So do bear in mind, that means they're only going to have 2 timeouts for the stretch run. But again, there seemed to be some confusion in the setup that they wanted for the conversion.
Remember, after the game, stop on by your local Arby's, 41 East Stewart Avenue in Medford, where they have the meats, and they mean it. Arby's at Stewart and Riverside before or after the game.
Well, certainly after that confusion when they lined up for the conversion, they certainly had to call a timeout and just make sure they had the play all straightened out. Because in a circumstance like that, they cannot afford a critical error like that. So, in retrospect, it was the right thing to do given the circumstances. Okay, so they're going to line up with what appears to be no single slot, single back, double right, now in motion toward the left. Coyle takes the snap and throws it, and it got tipped and incomplete, so it's going to remain a 6-point game. Again, that could be critical. Think back to the first half when they missed that extra point.
Yeah, it seems like special teams have played a big part in this, whether it's the punts, the extra points, the kickoffs.
Most certainly. It's those little things, that, and, every coach will tell you until they're blue in the face, you keep working toward perfection every week. But those little things here and there, they make the big difference. So it remains 39-33. We still got 5:16 remaining to go. So the Pioneers certainly have plenty of time. How they respond, we shall see. All right, looks like we're about ready to get rocking and rolling again here. Gets his boot into that one. Pretty decent kick. He's going to take it and bobbles the ball. Gets back up to the 10. Breaks away from another, but finally gets dragged down, probably about the 17-yard line or so. So, that's where the Pioneers will set up shop. First down and 10. But once again, it's going to come back to those conversions and the fact you need to cash those things in when you get the opportunity. Because certainly had a couple of misses there that could have allowed the Cavemen to kind of put this one out of reach a little bit. Okay, so we'll spot at the 17. We've got single wide right, single left, interior slots, single back. Hands it off. Got him back in the backfield. Nice job on the tackle. Big loss. So now the Pioneers are pushed back a little bit. It's going to be second down and way long. And now that we're under 5 minutes, the clock is becoming more and more of a factor. Okay, so it's going to be second down, roughly about 12, let's say. Okay, we've got double slot left, single slot right. We have single back in the backfield. Now we have a man in motion. Once again, back to throw. Throws out right, makes the catch, steps out of bounds. It looks like Oregon City's got another first down. It looks like they're going to give him progress to about the 29. So about a 12-yard catch.
First down, Pioneers.
Going quickly back up to the line of scrimmage, so they're trying to keep Cavemen's cadence off. We've got what appears to be single wide right, single wide left, interior slots, one back. Takes it, hands it off, turns right, turns back center, makes a little bit of progress, and gets stopped what appears to be roughly about the 32-yard line.
Brought down by a host of Cavemen.
The good news is for the Cavemen that their interior responded pretty quickly. Okay, so this time for second down, we're going to be seeing it's double slot left, single slot, or double slot right, excuse me. Single slot wide left, single back in the backfield, one slot back. Takes it, back to throw, looks right, throws. Good coverage, but he still apparently managed to hang on to the ball. So it's a first down for the Pioneers.
Martin's pass complete to Thomas for Pioneer.
With 3:31 remaining. They now have developed some momentum. This could be an interesting finish, to say the least.
At the 40-yard line.
Okay, so we've got single slot left, single right, slot interior, and one lone back. Caveman show blitz, hands it off, and gets hauled under and gets nowhere. No gain, probably about the 40 or so. Good recovery by the Cavemen on that play.
Yeah, there hasn't been much room up the middle there for the Pioneers.
Not really. Actually, they're going to give him forward progress at 41, so it's going to be second down roughly about 9. But time is becoming a factor, folks. It's reaching near the 3-minute remaining to go. So
look for him to go for those corner routes again, to use the
unquestionably.
sidelines.
Came with a blitz again, hands it up, turns it up, 45. Leans forward, looks like he might have got forward progress to about the 46 or so. So this is going to be absolutely critical at this juncture because we're looking at third down and 4 with only 2:30 remaining. Okay, single slot right, interior slot, or interior slot left. Single right, interior slot to the right as well, single back. And Grants Pass is going to use another timeout. So now they're only going to have one timeout remaining with only 2:20 to go. This could prove to be critical later on, depending on what happens here.
Well, this is a big third down right here.
Indeed.
You think if Grants Pass could come up with a stop here, then they could almost seal the game.
Very well could, because at that point, all they're going to need is roughly about one first down. But then again, the other factor you have to take into consideration, too, is though the Pioneers have still got all their timeouts. So,
well, guys, sports fans, we know you like to access our games on mobile devices, but how many of you knew we had a new app? The TRS app is available through the Apple and Android stores. Be sure to check out TableRockSports.com each week for our features and our newsfeed updates daily. Follow Table Rock Sports on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay, here we go. This is going to be a critical third down. We've got double slot to the left, single out wide right, double backs in the backfield, now goes in motion into the slot, takes it, gives it off, turns it up, close to midfield, but he's going to be short. So we're looking at fourth down and short, and we're approaching 2 minutes to go.
You got to think with that play call that they were going for a 4-down territory.
Exactly, unquestionably. Looks like about fourth and about 2, I'd say. So this very well could be it. We're down inside 150 to go. Single slot wide left. Interior slot to the left. Single wide right. Seems to be confusion about the play call. Single back. Takes the snap, hands it off. Leads forward, he's got the first down. There may have been a loose ball.
First down.
No, they're saying he held on to it, so it's going to be a first down at this point. So they will stop the clock to move the chains. We've got 1:29 to go. The Pioneers are now on the other side of midfield. So this could be a very interesting finish, folks. Hang on to your hats.
Tell you what, I like to see the character in both of these teams. They have fought till the very end tonight.
Yes, very tremendous effort on both sides. Okay, double left, double right, single back in the backfield. Takes the snap, back he goes. Got time, throws over the middle. Hit it earlier, that's probably going to be a flag. Yep, sure is. No doubt about that one. He got there way too early. Critical penalty, that's going to set the Pioneers up 15 further down, 1:04 to go, and all 3 timeouts remaining. Tremendous comeback effort by these guys. Remember, they were in a 17-point hole early in the third. It looked grim. But almost systematically, the Pioneers came back with that efficient short passing game of theirs and just marched right down the field and managed to score and give themselves a little bit of momentum. But this is really going to put the Cavemen in a box now.
Pioneer first down.
Okay, 1:04 remaining. We're looking at double wide right, double slot left, single back in the backfield. Clock is going to start. Back to throw. Throws left. Completes it. Leans forward. Hit hard. Tackle probably, I'd say, about the 27 or so. We're inside a minute to go, though.
Timeout, Pioneer.
So Oregon City elects to use their first timeout naturally. They have 2 timeouts remaining. And just the very fact that they have fought this hard and come all this way back is pretty amazing in and of itself. Well, if form holds true, they're probably going to stick to that short passing attack since it's been fairly effective most of the evening. What the Cavemen secondary is going to have to do is they're going to have to really step up and lock down and shut down those short passing routes.
They need to keep the ball in front of them and keep it in bounds so they can continue to run the clock.
It also might be something we're thinking about maybe to play defensively at one of those 4-4 spreads because you're thinking they're going to throw short or they're going to throw screen. That's probably the best way to approach it, but we'll see how he lines them up.
Yeah, I would definitely step up on the receivers, play maybe a bump and run coverage, try to jam them at the line, throw off the timing.
Right. Okay, so we're looking at double slot wide right, double slot wide left, single back in the backfield, back to that 5-man box they've had for most of the evening. Takes it, hands it off, but the Cavemen snuff it out this time. Excellent stop, excellent defensive play. 45 seconds remaining. So that means Oregon City is going to have to use timeout number 2. So now the pressure is going to be on a little bit. You only got 1 timeout remaining. You got 45 seconds to get it done. But again, you got to give those kids credit, just if nothing else, to make a heck of a run at this thing. And by this point in the game, to still be only 6 points down is pretty remarkable. After that rough end of the half and start of the third quarter, it looked pretty grim at that juncture.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad to see no injuries so far. This really shows the conditioning and the shape that these kids are in.
Yeah, it's been excellent. The only one I saw that was even close to one loser was that one earlier in the third quarter when that one Oregon City kid was a little bit slow getting up over by the goal line, but that seems to have been the exception, yeah. Everybody was obviously pretty well physically prepared for this one. All right, critical third down situation. You got double slot left, double slot right, single back, 5 box, now in motion. Back to throw he goes, blitzing, throws. Deep. He's got it! Touchdown Pioneers! Holy moly! He got about roughly a step on the defender and clearly was able to haul it in. Tremendous time. So now, believe it or not, the Pioneers have put themselves in position to take the lead.
Oh, wow.
Okay, the critical
39.
extra point. Ladies and gents, this may decide it. We shall see. Oh, botched the snap. Oh, my goodness. Scramble around. He's trying to throw it up for grabs. Catches it on the run. Lunges. He goes in for 2. Oh, good golly molly. 41-39 Pioneers with only 39 seconds remaining. Tremendous recovery on a botched snap, gets him a 2-point conversion. And remember, the Cavemen only have 1 timeout remaining at this point. But what a comeback by the Pioneers. This has just been amazing. And most of their way, they owe it to their short passing game because it was so effective.
Well, folks, welcome to opening night of Oregon football, high school football.
If nothing else, ladies and gents, we have been in for a very entertaining evening. I can certainly say that. But a tremendous comeback and tremendous credit to the Pioneers. 17-point hole early in the third. Now they lead by 2. And there's only 39 ticks left on the clock. We'll see how the Cavemen respond.
This is a really important game. Wait, timeouts be out. It would be nice to really important.
The key, though, on that play was after the botched snap, he maintained his composure. That made all the difference. And he did exactly the right thing he was trained to do. Look around and just find somebody to heave it to have a chance to get it in. Because that could have been absolutely disastrous. It could have left this game tied and go into overtime. But pretty amazing play, to say the least, on a broken play. All right, here we go. Ready for the kickoff. 39 ticks left. Cavemen have 1 timeout remaining. We will see if Mr. Coyle can pull off a miracle. Gets into that one. A little short. It's going to take it about the 15. Gets to the 20. Breaks the 25. Trying to get outside the 30. 35. Cuts up again. Oh, they're saying he stepped out. They're going to say he stepped out roughly at about the 36-yard line or so. So, 32 ticks remaining. 1 timeout remaining. Can the Cavemen get it done?
Well, I know they've elected to go for 2-point conversions, but it looks like the kicker has a pretty good leg on him, and I'm not sure of his distance here, but seems like he might get him in range for an opportunity.
Certainly feasible. Okay, 1st and 10. We've got double wide right, double slot left, single back in the backfield. Coyle takes a snap, back to throw. He's got time. Throws out right, but underthrows it. It looked as though the ball slipped off his hand. So now we're down to what would appear to be 28 ticks left. 2nd and 10.
Second down for the Cavemen.
Okay, once again, we've got double slot wide right. Interior slot single left, single back. Coyle, back to throw. Has time, throws over the middle, tip, and intercepted. Picked off at the 46-yard line, and that is just about gonna do it. What a tremendous come from behind for the Pioneers. But again, it's a game of breaks and it's a game of fluky tips, as we only too well know.
Yeah, that football takes weird bounces sometimes.
It indeed does, and especially when you consider the tremendous tenacity and the tremendous effort of the Pioneers not to quit and keep going full gun and come back from a 17-point hole like this. And barring one of the strangest finishes certainly I've ever seen, this is probably going to be it, because remember, the Cavemen only have 1 timeout remaining. 22 seconds to go. Yep, they're going to line up for victory formation. So, and takes a knee. The clock begins to run. The Cavemen are not going to exercise their final timeout, so that is going to do it. Down to 10 seconds, and the final score, believe it or not, is going to be Oregon City 41 and Grants Pass 39. Tremendous game, tremendous comeback. But I also give the Cavemen tremendous credit for playing as well as they did in the first half. It was just a tremendously fun, exciting game to do the first crack out of the box this year, and certainly have enjoyed having you guys along for the ride.
Well, I told you, Brian, it looked like whoever had the ball last might have a chance to win it, and that came down to the last play there.
And you nailed it on the nose. Nearly. And what won the game for the Pioneers was that they were able to improvise on their toes on that botched extra point.
Well, these two teams did go on to play in the playoffs last year, so there is a chance that they could meet again.
I'm pretty sure they will, because they do have considerable talent on both clubs, and they're both fighters, that's clear. So, but for the first game this season, it certainly was an enjoyable one. I have to admit it was a bit of a wild ride at times, kind of resembling Mr. Toad's wild ride. Given some interceptions, and especially that play at the end of the first half, which seemed to tip things heavily on the side of the Cavemen on that touchdown pass on a screen on the final play of the half. But tremendous credit, Pioneers came roaring back, and it's not easy to come back and win if you've been 17 points down.
Well, I think this week both teams are going to have a lot to be positive about, but still a lot of things to work on, and from a coach's point of view,
We're here because U.S. Cellular has unlimited data, and our total plans don't have hidden fees.
Neither does my plan.
You sure about that? Hidden fees from other carriers pop up unexpectedly and hit you over and over again. Get no hidden fees and unlimited data with a stronger signal plus $300 back only from U.S. Cellular.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
I was talking to Bill.
Yeah?
Bill and Sherry got a guy.
They do? How did they get a guy?
Everything happened online, including financing. And their guy even delivered their new car to their home.
Maybe we should get a guy.
I thought you might say that. Honey, meet Kyle.
Find your guy during the Ram Power Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
Well, good evening once more, and what a show we had in the first game of the high school season. It was pretty entertaining throughout. To basically sum it up, what happened was Oregon City struck first with that field goal early on, but then Grants Pass came roaring back and managed to build a 19-10 lead at the half. And the key play, of course, was that amazing screen pass run for about 30 yards for a touchdown. And then to strike quickly at the beginning of the second half and build a 17-point lead that fast. You know, it really put the Pioneers in a hole, but they did not freak. They did not get scared. They did not get demoralized. To their credit, they came run back. Coyle and the Cavemen played very valiantly and clearly came back too. But again, remember, these are two very good ball clubs, and this is week 1, and we got an awful long way to go. So to sum it up, I'd like to thank all of you for being along for the ride with Luther and Chris and myself. It's been a tremendous pleasure, especially on our inaugural voyage this season. We certainly hope you guys will be tuning in quite a bit this year. So once again, the final score, we have Oregon City 41, Grants Pass 39. I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening, and have a nice, safe, and cool weekend. Thank you, everybody.